Hey guys, and welcome to the Random Watch Dude. Thanks for joining me for another video, and today I've got a really special video for you today. Really exciting breaking news in the Rolex watch industry. Before I jump into that, it's not really a wristwatch check today, it's kind of a desk watch check because this watch is just going to be sat in the background whilst I'm talking to you about a few little sensational tidbits of information which I've got for you for Rolex. And today, the watch on the wrist when I'm not recording this video is the Rolex GMT Master 2. This is the Riddler, the left-hand drive, the VTNR. Some people like to refer to it as the Sprite. Anyway, guys, I want to talk to you about something far more exciting than Rolex watches. I'm going to talk to you today about Rolex merchandise. But first, let's roll the intro. Okay guys, so Rolex merchandise. Now what do we mean by Rolex merchandise? What do we mean by merch, as we like to call it? Guys, you know, when we go and splash all this money on a wristwatch, when we go and drop, you know, how much money out of our life savings into one of these beautiful timepieces, what's one of the things, apart from picking up the watch and getting the call and putting it on your wrist, what's one of the things that gets you really super excited as well? Yeah, guys, it's the prospect of being given a little free gift by the AD. You know, a little $50 gift. They just mean so much, don't they? So, guys, watch merchandise is really hard to get, isn't it? It should be really easy. You should be able to jump on to, you know, the Tudor website or the Rolex website and just order yourself a sun hat or a pen, you know, or heaven forbid, you know, something really exciting like a Rolex fridge magnet. You know, that would be really cool, wouldn't it? But you can't do that. You know, the reason being, guys, is these watch companies are very protective over their brand. They're very protective over who gets to wear their marketing gear, because essentially that's what merchandise is, isn't it? It's marketing gear. So they're actually quite protective over it. So, guys, I'm just going to show you before I jump into the Rolex merch that I've got. I've actually made myself a piece of Omega merchandise. And here we are. So I've made myself an Omega keyring. How about that? I've got myself this is my front door key and my car key. I'm a man of very few keys, as you can see. And so what I did, guys, is I made myself, because none of the watch companies want to give me a keyring or a fridge magnet, I've actually made my own from an Omega Seamaster clasp. As you can see here, it's a proper, fully functioning Omega Seamaster clasp. Now, how did I come about making this? Well, I actually made this. This is a spare clasp that I had from an Omega Seamaster, which I bought about 5 years ago. That particular model was the one, if you recall it, guys, it's the one that had the lacquered face, the lacquered dial, not the wave dial. So that was like, I think that was a 20... What was that? That was a 2012 to 2018 model, and came with this clasp, which is an upgrade from the previous Omega clasp, and it's a nice clasp. It's obviously it's got the diver's extension there, but it didn't have, as the newer Omegas have, it didn't have in here the ratcheting small incremental adjustment which you get in the current iteration of the Omega clasps. This one hasn't got any micro adjust. So the newer Omega clasps have a little push button in there, and you can micro adjust it up and down to get it to fit your wrist perfectly. But this particular clasp with this model didn't have it. So I actually decided to upgrade the clasp for that Seamaster, and I bought the micro adjustable clasp, which meant that I had this as a spare. Now, this actually sat in my little watch drawer for probably 4 or 5 years, actually. And then just recently, I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to try and turn it into a keyring. And so I have. So what I did, and I'll just try and get you a nice close-up shot of that so you can see how I did it. There's a little hole through there, as you can see, where typically the pin for the bracelet, the first bracelet link pin, will go through that little hole. And all I've done, guys, is I've just threaded a piece of wire through there. Now, that piece of wire is actually one of these, which I straightened out with a pair of long nose pliers. I straightened it out, I cut it to size, and I threaded it gently through that hole. It was very, very tight, very little clearance in there at all. And then I've basically just trimmed it down to size, and I formed it, very carefully formed it with the long nose pliers, so that I've got that nice little attachment there, which I can then thread a normal keyring through. And I've got myself, guys, I've got myself the ultimate stress relief for a watch dude, the ultimate stress relief for a watch dude, the ultimate fidget toy, executive fidget toy is an Omega clasp, because as you all know, guys, there's nothing more satisfying than that Omega click, is there? You know, and you just sit there all night sometimes when you're watching TV, don't you? Just playing with your clasp and just making it make that lovely clicking sound. So I've got that now on my keyring, so I really enjoy that. That's fun. That's my own merch, because Omega, Tudor, Rolex, you can't be bothered to sell me one of these keyrings, so I've made my own. Thank you very much. One of the other pieces of merch that I've got, guys, from Rolex, and this is a piece of merch which I picked up, and here's the cover for it. Now, I got awarded this, if you like. You know, I was so grateful to be awarded this piece of merch when I bought my my Rolex GMT Master 2. And this, guys, in this lovely piece of paper here, just wrapped up, is a little card wallet. So let me just chuck all that to one side. And when I first got given this, I thought, well, oh, hang on a sec, where's the big Rolex logo that I want to see? You know, that's kind of what this is all about, isn't it? This is just a flimsy looking card wallet. But of course, hello, you know, they've put the very discreetly, they've put the Rolex logo on the inside, because of course when you're at the supermarket, you know, or at the drugstore buying your drugs, you know, and you get your card out to pay the cashier, you don't want them to see the great big Rolex logo on the front of your wallet, do you? So it's a very discreet little little Rolex logo in there. So very nice, guys. I've never used this, I probably never will use this, but ever so flattered to be awarded, you know, that we're given the opportunity to acquire such a, you know, fantastic piece of merchandise. Anyway, guys, that was a gift. And another gift I've got here, let me just move this little keyring out of the way. Another gift I've got here, this is a big gift. And I can't even really show you this in its full enormity, because this, guys, is a Rolex notebook, and I got given this quite recently when I picked up another one of my Rolex models. This is just a simple, straightforward notebook, and it's got a little gold crown. Look. Little gold crown at the bottom of every page. Isn't that lovely? So got given that when I bought my Datejust, actually. I bought my Datejust 36 Palm Dial. So guys, merch. Oh, and thank you to the Hourglass as well. This is going back to 2020. The Hourglass, when I bought my Black Bay 41, I had the honour and the privilege of being awarded as a gift this nice little... don't know what you call it. It's like velour kind of travel pouch. And I thought, wow, thank you ever so much. I'm so grateful. And of course, you know, I have the privilege of, even inside, I have the privilege of having this nice little bit of kind of foam, which you can wrap your watch around. So, you know, you can imagine how honoured I felt that they not only did they give me a velour travel pouch when I spent, you know, $5,000 on a watch, but I also got the foam insert as well, you know, the genuine Hourglass foam insert. And as you can see here, I've got my probably my favourite watch, actually. This is a watch from my granddad's inheritance. It's just a very inexpensive Seconda from the 1970s, made in the USSR, and that now resides in my little travel pouch here, my Hourglass travel pouch, which I was given the privilege of a few years ago to acquire one of these when I spent a load of money with them on a watch. So guys, what I really want to talk to you about today is quite a significant, I think this is quite a significant break with tradition from Rolex with regards to accessories. And what do I mean by accessories? Well, accessories, not just your notebook and your wallet and your key ring and your travel pouch. Guys, what I'm talking about here is cufflinks. So yeah, look, one of our subscribers actually broke this news to me just over a week ago. So thank you, Bobby, who's one of our subscribers. He's a Rolex fanatic like me. He also happens to be a VIP customer at one of the significant ADs in England. So Bobby resides in England, and Bobby contacted me about a week ago, and he said, "Mark, you've got to see this. Rolex have just manufactured and will be releasing for sale a line of cufflinks." So isn't this exciting, guys? So I'm going to put some pictures up as I'm talking through this of the cufflinks. I've got some images, which and by the way, guys, I will back up what I'm saying here by promising you that this is genuine, because I have had this information validated as well by my local AD here in Auckland. So yeah, guys, they're going to release this line of cufflinks. They're all gold. They're all yellow gold or white gold. Some of them I think are actually quite nice looking in that they've got the Mercedes hand of the Submariner, and it's got the chromalite lume in it, so they will actually glow in the dark. You've got yellow gold, you've got white gold, you've got little bursts of green, you've got bursts of chromalite. Some of them have actually got lume in. Now, guys, look, it's at the end of the day, this really is quite an elitist first world problem that we're looking at here, isn't it? Is which choice would I make? When I'm looking at these cufflinks, which one would I prefer? This is really a snobby elitist first world problem. But this is a Swiss watch company that we're talking about here, and you wouldn't have clicked on this video if you weren't already, trivializing over first world problems yourself. So I'll just talk about this in just the reality of and the context of, yes, I know that this is very much a first world problem, but yeah, look, these cufflinks I think they're quite exciting in a way, and I will qualify this by saying I'm not a cufflink guy. I don't wear cufflinks. I'm happy with my little plastic buttons on my shirt, if I'm quite honest with you, and I feel quite posh if I wear one of those shirts which has got a different colour around the collar, on the inner liner of the collar. I feel quite posh if I'm wearing one of those, because they cost a little bit more money, don't they? But guys, no, cufflinks aren't for me. They never have been. They never will be. But I like the look of these. They're nice little gadgets. They're almost a bit like my Amiga keyring, aren't they? They're just a nice little ditty. They're a nice little extra to have, like a keyring or a set of cufflinks. And guys, at the end of the day, I think I'll get a lot more enjoyment out of this than I will out of cufflinks, because I can just sit there all day, clicking away on my keyring. But guys, I'll just leave that there. But guys, look, more importantly, I think there's a break with tradition here in regards to the availability of these cufflinks, is because they're not being given away just as gifts if you buy an expensive watch. These cufflinks are actually going to be for sale. So Rolex are actually putting these cufflinks up for sale. My understanding is that they'll be available for you to buy, and I'll put buy in inverted commas, because they won't necessarily be available for you to just walk in and get one of these little boxes, with your cufflinks in. You're actually going to have to register your interest in them. But that's not a surprise to anybody that knows how the Rolex game works, is it? You will have to register your interest in these cufflinks. But the significant thing for me is, guys, because as I say, I'm not interested in buying them. And I certainly wouldn't put myself on a wait list or a registered interest list for them. But the significant departure here from I guess what normally happens in the world of gifts and gadgets and gimmicky extras is that you will actually be able to buy these. You won't have to hope to get gifted ones. So why are they doing this, guys? This is the interesting question that I have to ask, is why are Rolex doing this? What does it tell us about what's happening in the market? What does it tell us? What does it tell us about what Rolex's plans are for the future? Because you can guarantee that this won't be just a limited release. This will be something that's going to be quite normal now for them, is for you to be able to buy additional gadgets and bits of merch. What does it mean, and how long? And this is the big question, guys. This is the most important question: is how long will it be before I can get myself a Rolex keyring? You know, how much is that going to cost me as well? Because I've had to make my own. I mean, come on, guys at Rolex and Omega. I shouldn't have to, as a fanatic who likes to spend lots of money with your business, I shouldn't have to make my own keyring now, should I? You know, you should sell me one. So when are the fridge magnets coming out? Rolex, Omega, Tudor, Cartier. When are the fridge magnets going to be available for me to buy? Because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm a fridge magnet guy. I'm not a cufflink guy. So get me some Omega, some Rolex and some Tudor fridge magnets, and I'll be all over it like a rash, and I'll be throwing my money at you like there's no tomorrow. Now, in terms of money, because I'm going to finish on price, because we all like to scoff at the price of things in this world, in this luxury world that we habitate. The price, guys, the price, you won't believe it when I tell you what the price is for these cufflinks. They are an extortionately expensive £4,000 per pair, and it's irrespective of what style that you go for. £4,000 per pair of cufflinks. Quick, just a quick exchange rate variation there. If I convert that to New Zealand dollars, that's 8,000 New Zealand dollars. And what's that in US dollars, guys? I'll do a quick calculation and stick that up in the screen here of what that is roughly in US dollars. I can't think right now. It's an awful lot of money. It's a great deal of money. But at the end of the day, guys, this is still jewelry. They're still made of gold, and they're obviously going to be very, very limited. Which is why they're going to be very, very expensive. So there we are, guys. There we are. I think I'd rather, if I'm going to splash, a lot of money on, like I say, something like that, a bit of merch, I think I'd rather definitely have the keyring. So that's what would a Rolex keyring like this be? How much would they charge you for just to put one of their clasps? They had lovely, clasp for the Submariner, let's say, on a keyring. How much would they charge for that? $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, something like that, eh? I'd probably pay that. But anyway, guys, there you go. That's just the end of this video. Bit of sensational breaking news for you in the world of Rolex and cufflinks and keyrings and fridge magnets and notebooks and travel pouches with foam inserts. Let me know what you think, guys. Is this something that you would happily walk into your AD to tomorrow and put your name down for? Would you happily splash £4,000 on a set of cheesy Rolex gold cufflinks? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.